All right, we're live here at Tom Carr Gymnasium on the campus of Erie High School in downtown Erie. McDowell Trojans come in at 1-1. They face off against the crosstown rival, the Erie High School Royals. They're in at 2-1. Leading scorer, Rashawn Dean, a 6'1 senior, number 0. And jumping for the Trojans will be William Jeffress at 6'7", a junior. He'll face Markel Darnell, a 6'7" sophomore for the Royals. Tip won by Erie. It's going to be taken by John Woodward. He's a good football player, and he'll dribble across midcourt. Erie in all white gold numbers. McDowell in the all blue. This is Woodward on the right wing. Pass start low to Darnell. Here's a shot from the outside. Rimmed in and out by Rashawn Dean. Ball still on the floor and picked up by Jameen Smith. Woodward, right side, and he'll set it up. Defense by Beck. Here's Dean, back to Woodward, over to Camp. And Camp back to Woodward, and they'll set up top of the key to Smith. Down low to Dean, guarded by Parrish. Back to the top, this is Woodward. 7:12 to play, still no score first quarter. Here's Dean. I'm sorry, that was Woodward. His shot is off, and rebound, Jaden Jefferson. Jefferson averages 15 points per game coming into this one. And he'll jump it off the Mason back top of the key. Working right side to Jonah Bock. Bock down low to Jeffress, started by Smith. Strong move, Jeffress off the back iron. No good, but a foul, and Jeffress will go to the line shooting 2. Will Jeffress came in averaging 26 points per game. And he'll look for his first 2 right here from the line. 15 of 17 free throws coming into this one. And the first is good. 16 of 18 on the season. He missed 2 of his first 4 in the first game of the season. And he hasn't missed since. Second shot up, and good. 2-0 lead for the Trojans. 6:49 to play, still first quarter here at Erie. Big game and a good crowd on hand for this one. As Woodward works it up the floor. That's Dean back to Woodward, guarded by Jefferson and Beck. Dean with a good look from the corner. 3 ball is way off, and a rebound to Bock. Bock brings it up, will slow it down, finds Jeffress, started by Rashawn Dean. Jeffress elevates, shot is off, rebound Jaden Jefferson. He goes up, shot too strong. No, it does, it rims in with a friendly bounce. Jaden Jefferson opens up and two. It's 4-0 McDowell. Woodward to bring it up the floor. And Jaheim Smith will cross the line. Now back out to Woodward. Handoff, Dean. Jaheim Smith. And he'll call out the play. 5:52 to play first quarter. 4-0 our score. McDowell leads. Here's Camp. Left wing. Back to Jaheim. He'll launch. This one, nothing but the bottom of the net. Jaheim Smith had 4 total points coming into this one. He's got 3 in the early going. 4-3 Trojan ball. And here's Jeffress. Dribble drive. Strong move to the rim. Ball off. Gets his own rebound and the putback. And his jumper will fall. Jeffress with 4. Trojans lead by 3. And here's Woodward. Guarded by Jeffress. And now a handoff to Camp. And release back a bit. Back to the top to Smith. Jeffress at the top of the key. A little bit of a change from the last time we saw these guys. Here's Jaheim Smith and another 3. And another 3. Jaheim Smith 2 for 2 from beyond the arc. And he knocks things up for the Royals. 6-6, 4:47 to play in the first. Here's Bock as the crowd starts mooring. Bock down low to Jeffress, couldn't corral it, and they'll throw it off Jeffress, and they'll say Erie ball. Wow. Good work down low. Quick hands by the Royals. And they'll have possession. Tied at 6-6. Here's Camp. Up to Smith. Outside to Woodward. That's Camp. Now back to Woodward. Now back to Camp. He'll launch from 3. His 3 ball is off. Tipped out and away. Almost saved by Smith, but they're going to say out of bounds. It'll be McDowell ball. Probably a bit of luck for Erie there as Will Jeffress sort of intercepted that pass. Had a clear path to the basket, but they'll slow it down. This would be Jonah Bock to inbound to Mason Beck. Beck guarded closely by Woodward and crosses the midline stripe. Finds Jaden Jefferson closely guarded. Now back to Beck. Jeffress launches from the corner. His 3 ball off and rebounded by John Woodward. Midway through the first, it's 6-6. Here's Darnell outside to Smith. His 3 ball is off. 2 for 3 now. Rebound, Markel Darnell. His shot is off. And another rebound, Erie. Ball on the ground. Picked up by Bock and move forward. This is Beck. Finds Jeffress, left wing, dribble drive. Jeffress, strong move to the basketball on the floor. Double team now, can't get it up. They'll say jump ball. And possession arrow favors the Trojans. Will Jeffress making a concerted effort to get to the basket. Just a lot of traffic down low. They are certainly playing hard, the 6'7" junior. Inbound pass. Jefferson's shot is off. He wants a foul. And they'll get a whistle. This one's going to be against 23. That's Will Jeffress, his first, team first. And we stay tied at 6-6. 3:27 to play first quarter. Erie always plays McDowell tough. Here's Smith outside to Dean. Their leading scorer remains scoreless. Here's Camp, left side, dribble drive off the hands of Darnell, mishandled. Almost got away with it was Jaden Jefferson, but they're going to say he's out of bounds. It'll be Royals basketball. Clock stopped at 3:13. Smith to inbound. Goes low. I'm going to say a foul against the Trojans here. 21, that's Max Paris, his first, team second. No subs yet in this one. The starters playing the first 5. Inbounds pass goes off the back of a Trojan and picked up by Mason Beck. And here we go, 4-on-5. Beck drives off glass, shot no good. Rebound by Erie, but he's out of bounds. That's Markel Darnell. And the Trojans will remain with the basketball. Fortunate to get that one back as Jeffress was on the floor in the backcourt. And he'll walk up for this inbound pass. Back to inbound. This is Bock. His first shot is up and good. Jonah Bock with his 6th three-point shot of the season. All of his points have come from beyond the arc. 9-6 our score, Erie basketball. Here's Woodward. Top of the key, guarded by Jeffress. 2:44 to play, first quarter. Woodward works it left side to Camp. Camp inside to Darnell. Back out to Woodward, back to Camp. Dribble drive, Camp to Darnell, low post. Strong move off the glass, and it's blocked by Jefferson. Shot on the floor. Jump ball called. Possession arrow favors the Royals. 2:31 to play, first quarter. 9-6 our score. Trojans with the lead. Vincent Pisano makes his way in. He'll replace Max Paris. Pisano, a 6'2 senior. He'll start out in the low post. Here's Smith working it into Darnell. Back out to Smith, who launches again. 3-ball off the mark, and he'll get his own rebound. Right elbow down to Darnell. Thought about a shot. Well guarded by Pisano. Ball rolls out of bounds. Last touch by Pisano and the Trojans. Royals basketball. 2:15 to play, first quarter. Still 9-6. All of Erie's points have come from Jameen Smith. And he'll inbound the ball to Camp. Now to the top of the key. This is Woodward. Works his way to the right. Now back to the center, Camp. Jeremiah Camp. He'll launch. The lefty. This one just off. Rebound Erie. Reverse lay-in put up by Rashawn D. The leading scorer gets his first points and gets the Royals within a point. Here's Pisano. Well guarded by Darnell. Goes through. They're going to say charge Erie basketball. Good job by Jermaine Smith. Staying put, keeping the feet down, and drawing that charge. Harris will come back in to replace Mason Beck. 3 team fouls by the Trojans, only 1 by the Royals. It'll be Royals basketball. They trail by 1. Here's Jermaine, dribble drive, goes up strong. His shot is off the mark. Put back no good. Ball still loose. And here's Pisano, who collects the rebound. And he lets it go. Jameen Smith. And he'll lay one in for 2, and the Royals have their first lead. 10-9 with a minute 19. Rather be lucky than good. And they'll get the Trojans with another charge as Jaden Jefferson tries to go strong to the basket. 1:15 to play in this first, and the Trojans a little bit out of sorts here. Jermaine Smith will get a break. They'll bring in Marcel Banks. Banks, the 4th leading scorer on this team. He's got 24 in 3 games. He's averaging 8 per game, and he'll get his first action here with a minute to play in the first. Here's Banks, top of the key, pushed right side to Woodward. 1:02 on the clock rolling. Royals lead at 10-9. Here's Woodward. Tries to get the fake, works it in closer. Here's Banks. Back to Woodward. 48 seconds. Here's Camp. Camp down low to Dean. Looks like he stepped out of bounds. They called a blocking foul. Looked like he stepped out of bounds. It's the team's 5th foul. And the 2nd against Jaden Jefferson. And he'll go to the bench. Skylar Carr in the game. Inbound pass goes to Camp. Camp top of the key with 37 seconds. Here's Woodward right elbow. Outside Camp again. Inside almost lost it. This is Ken Nixon, and Nixon's shot bounces around, but it's good, and it's a 3-point lead for the Royals. And they're going to get J.J. Woodward here with a little touch foul as Beck brings it up. Team second. His first. 18 seconds to play in the first quarter. Royals lead it by 3, 12-9. Woodward will come to the bench, and in comes Terrell Petty. Mason Beck, started by Petty, and he'll get the ball over the mid-stripe. Here's Bock, almost tripped a little bit, out to Paris. Paris to Skylar Carr. Carr to Bock. To Beck. Beck, dribble drive, goes up throwing with the right hand. Shot's no good, but he's going to get a couple of foul shots with 1.2 seconds to play in the first quarter. Mason Beck goes to the line. Mason Beck came in averaging 2.5 points per game. And his first one is good. Beck's second shot up and good. And the Trojans are within 1. And that's it for the first quarter here at Erie. That shot was well after the buzzer. 12-11, Erie Royals with the lead. And they should start with the basketball. All right, we're back. Top of the second quarter. Same score, 12-11. Erie Royals with the lead. Tough quarter offensively for the Trojans. 5 team fouls. Very much unlike them, but the Erie Royals, very physical, in-your-face style of defense, very aggressive. It'll be McDowell basketball. Bock into Beck. Guarded closely by Petty. Here's Paris. Had a look at 3, passed it up over to Skylar Carr on the left wing. Lost ball, and it's on the floor. Picked up by Jeffress. Jeffress still fighting for it. They're going to say jump ball. And possession arrow favors the Royals. Good hustle play by Jeffress just to get on top of the ball. Everything has been contested all night long. Here's Camp, up to Petty. And back to Camp. Into Nixon. Good-sized kid is Nixon. Nice move down low, blocked by Jeffress. Ball's going to go out of bounds. They're going to say last touch by the Trojans. Will Jeffress not happy with that. But it's going to be Royals basketball. Inbounds to Petty. Petty's going to be at the top of the key. Rashawn Dean in the low corner. Back to Petty, right side. We apologize for some fans in the way for a second there. This is Petty at the top of the key. Still no score here in the second quarter. 12-11. The Royals lead and with the basketball. Petty at the top of the key, guarded by Beck. Into Dean, the leading scorer, outside to Marcel Banks. And back to Petty. This is 12, Adrian Thomas. his first minutes of the night. Petty over to Banks. Banks is just going to dribble this one. Terrell Petty, the junior. Here's a shot from three up and no good. Rebound Nixon. Nixon going to get a putback look. And it is good, and he's going to the line for an extra. That ties the biggest lead of the night at 3 points. And Ken Nixon, the 6'4" senior, with a chance to make it a 4-point lead. Shot is up and away, and it's too strong. Rebound, Will Jefferson. 6:33 to play, second quarter. Trojans trail by 3. And they're going to have a foul called before the shot. It's going to be against Rashawn Dean, his first, team fourth. Jefferson with a nice look on the stop and pop. Hope to see more of that. Here's Jonah Bock. Inbound looking for Jeffress. And he'll corral. No, it didn't. They're going to say it touched out of bounds. It didn't. But it's going to be Erie basketball, nevertheless. .6:25 to play, second quarter. 14-11 our score. Royals on top and have the basketball. This is Terrell Petty, inbounds to Marcel Banks. Stolen away by Skylar Carr. He's going to slow it down, go off glass, no call. He's going to miss, and it's going to be a rebound Erie. Thanks to Dean. Dean shot block. Nixon rebound, put back, no good. Here's Jeffress. Ball on the ground. Nix takes it away. Here's Rashawn Dean. His shot is in and good. And he'll get a foul going against Skylar Carr. Unfriendly whistles to the Trojans tonight, and the Erie Royals will be going to the line with their biggest lead of the night. 6:01 to play, second quarter, 16-11, and Rashawn Dean at the line. 7 of 8 from the line coming into this one. And the basket is good. 6-point lead for the Royals. Paris to inbound. To Pisano, back to Paris. And now Beck will try to bring it up. Full court press by the Royals. Beck across the mid-strike. And here's Pisano. Pisano uses the dribble finally. Almost taken away. Here's Skylar Carr. Carr finds Jeffress, who will now use the dribble, working against Rashawn Dean. Jeffress shot too strong. Rebound Erie, that's Dean. And he'll get it out to Terrell Petty. Stifling defense thus far by the Royals. 5:26 to play, second quarter. Here's Petty. Free ball, up, no good. Rebound, Skylar Carr. Worked up to Jeffress. Jeffress in the middle, spin move down low. His shot is good. And the foul. Soft touch by Will Jeffress, who collected the contact and is going to go to the line. Two-point is good. Trojans trail by 4. And Jeffress at the line. Markel Darnell comes back in the game. He'll replace Ken Nixon, who had a good couple of minutes. Get things sorted out on the floor here. It'll be Jeffress at the line, shooting 1. 5:13 to play, second quarter. Trojans trail by 4. Free throw notwithstanding. Here's Jeffress. Oh, but he misses one. Only his third miss from the line this season. Rebound collected by Petty. Petty will work in the half court. Here's Thomas. Thomas shot well off. Rebound Dean. They're going to say off the leg of Bock, and it'll be Royals basketball. Substitution. We need to pull out Pisano. Here's J.D. Jefferson back in the game. He picked up 2 quick fouls and was sent to the bench early. He makes his second quarter debut. With just under 5 to play. Here's Thomas into Camp. Camp, pass too strong, looking for Markel Darnell. It's going to be out of bounds. Last touch by the Royals. This is Trojan basketball. Big crowd on him. As Mason Beck brings it up the floor in a hurry. And will slow it down. Guarded closely by Petty. Behind the camera. Here's Beck to Jefferson. And a foul down low, away from the ball, is going to be against Adrian Thomas as Jeffress crashes to the floor. Team 6th foul. As Rashawn, no, I'm sorry, that was Adrian Thomas who collected that foul, his first. Rashawn Dean is going to go to the bench. He's replaced by Jaheim Smith. 2-point field goal is good. Trojans bring it within 1. 16-17 as they trail. Jaheim Smith back in the game. Here's Petty to Camp to Thomas. Down low to Darnell, and Darnell easy up and in. And he gives a little extra to Max Paris, who will inbound. 19-16, the lead back to 3. Off the foot of Bock, who's lucky to get the ball back. Up to Jeffress, who crosses the mid-stripe. And just before he does so, Kevin O'Connor is going to call a timeout with some displeasure. 19-16 our score, 4:01 to play second quarter. The Royals have held court here in the last 8 minutes. All right, so McDowell basketball coming off the timeout. Team's first charge timeout. This is Jonah Bock, and an inbounder Mason Beck. We'll bring it up court against Terrell Petty. Hand off, Max Paris to Jaden Jefferson. And this reverses court here. Here's Paris again along the baseline. Paris goes up strong. His shot blocked. And a rebound by Camp. Jeremiah Camp looking to go coast to coast. His floater is up and good. No, they'll call charge against Camp. And a nice job by Mason Beck to keep his feet on the floor and collect that charge. Crowd not happy. And a bit of a conference by these two officials. Should be against, Jeremiah Camp, his second. That's the team 7th, so we'll see foul shots the rest of the way. With 3:39 to play in the half. 19-16 our score. The Trojans down by 3. Here's Mason Beck up to Will Jeffress. Jeffress has had a tough time tonight. Looking against Jaheim Smith, he hands off to Jaden Jefferson. Jefferson dribble drive right side, strong move. And he's going to get fouled on his way up, and Jefferson will go to the line. Jefferson is not afraid to go to the basket. It's been tough going in the low post for the Trojans thus far. But you have to enjoy the willingness of the Trojans to go there. Jefferson's first shot off the mark. Came into this game 6 of 14 from the free throw line. So area of improvement and opportunity for sure. He'll nail the second, 1 for 2 on that trip. And the Trojans trail by 2. 19-17, 3:27 to play. Dean will come back in. He'll replace Jaheim Smith. Camp and Jaheim Mooney are going to bring it up the floor. Here's Petty at the top of the key. 3:14 of the clock rolling. Here's Mooney. Left wing back to Petty. Here he's slowing it down on the offensive end. And here's Camp, and he'll switch. Back to Mooney. With some trepidation, now back outside. Here's Petty, baseline. Elevates, his shot off the mark. Rebound Darnell, and the putback is good. 21-17, the lead back to 4. Here's Jaden Jefferson. Right side, move. Goes up strong. He's not going to get the roll, but he will get the foul as he goes to the line. Foul against Markel Darnell. So Jefferson will go to the line, shooting 2. First shot is off the mark. 2:42 to play. The lead is at 4. 21-17. Jefferson with 1 free throw to go. Shot up and away. And he's 1 for 2 again on this trip. 21-18, 2:40, Erie basketball. Here's Mooney. Over to Camp. And Mooney will cross the mid-stripe. Back to Camp. Camp, dribble drive, lost it. Here's Jefferson. Jefferson looking to go all the way. Jefferson off the backboard, and he'll collect a foul. And he'll go to the line for the 3rd straight possession. He is great at collecting contact. Man, if he can hit those free throws, Jefferson could really be a weapon. They trail by 3. Chance to make it 1. First shot is up and good. 3 of 5 on the night. 2:25 to play second quarter. Jaden Jefferson, the team's leading scorer, second leading scorer, coming into the night. Second shot is off, and he's good. Hits them both. He's warming up. And the lead is down to 1. 21-20, Erie basketball. Darnell goes high. Now back to Mooney. And this is Petty. Petty calls out what he wants, and now over to Camp. Stolen away by Jeffress. Jeffress with a one-on-one. He'll slow it down, collect some contact, and easily lays it up and in. Petty tries to collect a charge. Nothing doing as Jeffress retakes the lead for the Trojans. 1:54 to play. Jaden Jefferson almost stole one away, but he's going to collect a foul, his 3rd. And a timeout taken by McDowell. 1:52 to play second quarter, 22-21, the Trojans with the lead. So my apologies, a timeout was taken. It was taken by the Royals, and it was taken before the whistle on Jaden Jefferson, so he did not pick up his 3rd foul. He's still with 2. McDowell with 17 fouls, and it remains Erie basketball. 22-21, Rashawn Dean in the corner. It was Camp top of the key, guarded by Jeffress, over to Mooney. 1:34. Mooney dribble drive out to Dean. His shot up and away. This one's off the mark. Rebound Darnell. He goes up strong, in and out, and the putback is in. Markel Darnell hit it on the third attempt, and the Royals retake the lead now, 23-22. Jaden Jefferson, nice move, can't get there. Ball out of bounds. They're going to say last touch by Erie. Jefferson going strong to the hoop every time he touches the basketball, it seems. It will be McDowell basketball. 1:11 to play in the half. They trail by 1. Bock a 3 right away. Knocks it down. Jonah Bock with 6 points now. And he gives the Trojans a lead by 2. Here's Mooney. 1 minute to play. Rashawn Dean in the corner. Into the middle to Banks. Banks right elbow, back to Dean. Dean up top to Camp. Camp to Banks. Right shoulder to Dean and to Camp. 41 seconds. Erie's going to look to take the last shot. Camp. Banks. To Dean. 31 seconds. Dean in the low corner. Back to Banks. Top of the key. Over to Camp. Had a shot. Now to Banks. Dribble drive. Right side. Up and under. And it's off. Rebound. Banks. 20 seconds. Mooney. Dribble drive. Left side. Left hand is off the mark. Rebound tipped out by Jefferson. Picked up by Beck. 11 seconds as he crosses the stripe. Paris. Jeffress. Back to Paris. Looking for Bock. 3 seconds. Bock. Jefferson. Lays one up. This one's well short from 3. As we run down in the second quarter, 25-23 in a back and forth first half. The Trojans with the lead as we go in to the midpoint. All right, we're back to start the second half. It'll be McDowell basketball. 8 minutes on the clock here in this third quarter. 25-23 our score. Trojans took the lead late in that first half after Erie led really much of the way. It'll be Jeffress, Beck, Harris, Bock, and Jefferson start the way for the Trojans in the second half. Smith, Darnell, Woodward, Dean, and Camp, the starting 5 for Erie. Pass goes to Beck to start things off. He'll work it over to Paris. Paris to the top of the key, finds Jaden Jefferson. Jefferson top of the key, back to Mason Beck. And we'll restart Beck. Jeffress to Bock. Bock out to Jeffress. Has a nice look. That's a long 2. This one's off back iron. Rebound and put back. Jonah Bock. Put back is no good. Rebound goes out of bounds. They're going to say last touch by Erie. So McDowell ball once again. And they'll inbound right beneath the basket there. 7:32 to play, third quarter. Inbound right away. Here's Jonah Bock. And another. Drills another 3. Wow, 9 points tonight. 3 for 3 from beyond the arc. And they extend the lead to 5. That's their biggest lead of the night. Rashawn Dean. Back to JJ. John Woodward. Woodward over to Camp. Camp played almost the whole first half. Here's Rashawn Dean behind the back. Right elbow out to Camp. Camp's got a good look from 3. He's way off. Rebound Erie. Put back off. Second put back off. And that's Jaheim Smith. Up to 8 points now. Leading scorer for Erie. 25-28. Trojans with the lead. Mason Beck. Crosses mid-stripe. Dribble drive down low to the baseline. Back out. Jaden Jefferson. And they're going to say charge. I'm not sure how, but they will. That's Jaden Jefferson's third. So he is a battering ram every time he touches the ball. And he'll go to the bench. And it'll be Vincent Pisano who comes in behind him. 6:42 to play, second half. 28-25 here in this third quarter. That is Woodward. And here is Marcel Banks to Rashawn Dean. To Darnell, top of the key. Hands off to Woodward. Woodward to Banks. Guarded by Beck. Back to Woodward, guarded by Bock. 6-11 now. Here's Woodward. Out to Banks. Drives baseline. Up and off glass, and it's in. Nice move, Marcel Banks. And they move within one. Jonah Bock to bring it up court now. Bock, right side. Hand off Jeffress. Jeffress. Dribble drive. Strong move. He's going to go up. And they're going to call a charge on Jeffress. Wow. Jeffress is second, team second. And Coach O'Connor is irate. Rightfully so. With 5:51 to play in the third. Trojans clinging to a 1-point lead, 28-27. Stolen away. Jonah Bock. He goes strong. And the putback is there. Jeffress extends the lead to 3, 30-27. It's been a quiet game by Will Jeffress, trying to put his mark on it here in the third quarter. Erie basketball. This is Jeremiah Camp, right side. Dribble drive, goes off glass. He's well off with the left hand. Rebound, Jeffress up to Jonah Bock. Bock goes left hand, and his shot is blocked. They're going to say it's above the cylinder. 2 points awarded to the Trojans. $5:16 to play now, third quarter. The lead back to 5. Jonah Bock has had a nice start to this third quarter. Here it is, Erie basketball. Terrell Petty, Woodward. Now this is Banks near midcourt. And Woodward with the ball. 5 minutes to play in the third. Banks had a look from 3. Into Markel Darnell. He had a look, and he'll get rid of it. This is Woodward working against Beck. Works his way left side off to Banks. Had a look, pulled it back out. Now guarded by Jeffress. Then pushed back to the top to Woodward. Woodward into the middle. Stop and pop. Shot is off the mark. Rebound Darnell. No. Max Paris. Swatted at and got rid of. Here's Paris. Paris tries 3. His shot is off. Lands out of bounds. Nope. He'll swat it back in, but picked up by Banks. 3-on-1. Rashawn Dean gets it to go off glass. There's a lot of work there for Mason Beck. Probably smart just not to foul there. And Erie brings it back within 3. 32-29. Mason Beck will bring it up court to Jonah Bock. Bock to Paris. Paris to Beck. Beck working it down low to Jeffress. Jeffress. Nice soft shot. Good touch, Will Jeffress. He's got 4 in this third quarter, and he extends the lead once again to 5. 34-29. 3:44 to play in the third. This is John Woodward, guarded by Jeffress. To Banks. Banks takes a look from 3, and he's got it. Marcel Banks, his first points. That brings the Royals within 2. Bock, hand off. Pisano. And Banks is going to get called to the reach. Teams first. And Banks second. 34-32 our score. 3:23 to play in the third quarter. It'll be McDowell basketball. This is Pisano to inbound. Looking for someone, finds Jeffress. Jeffress started by Rashawn Dean. Jeffress behind the back. Stutter step, now hands off. Carr, Skylar Carr. Wide open to the net, and they're going to say, once again, they're going to say the ball was on the backboard. 2 points awarded to the Trojans. Crowd not happy, pretty easy call. And that moves ahead, 36-32. .308 now. Royals with the basketball. Up across midcourt is Petty. Now Dean. Dean goes across court to Woodward. Woodward working it down low to Darnell, and Darnell's going to get fouled on his way in. Basket won't count. This is going to be a foul against Skylar Carr. Skylar Carr giving up a good 5 or 6 inches there. His second, team third. Shot by Banks is off. Rebound by Jeffress. And he's going to have to slow it down. They are throwing bodies at Jeffress all night long. Ball stolen away at midcourt by Banks. Almost lost it. And they're going to call a blocking foul on Jeffress. He tried to sort of move in the way of Banks. And that's his third. His third, team fourth. And he is out of sorts tonight. 2:40 to play in the third. It's a 4-point lead for the Trojans. 36-32, and this will be Marcel Banks going to the line. First shot is up and away and good. And Jeffress getting an earful from his head coach, Kevin O'Connor, on the other end of the court. He's going to cherry pick a little bit. John Woodward going to pick him up. Second shot in and out. Rebound to Mason Beck. Controlled by the Trojans, and he'll bring it up court. 2:35. Beck at midcourt. Strong D. And he hands off to Jeffress. Jeffress will slow it down. Jefferson, long three. Buries this one from the top of the arc. Second three-pointer of the season by Jefferson. He extends the lead to 6. Woodward. Banks looking for three. Banks is off. Rebound, Skylar Carr. Carr hands off Jeffress. Guarded by Woodward. Jeffress going to turn the corner, hand off to Carr. Carr over to Jonah Bock, who's had a nice night. Bock top of the key over to Mason Beck. Back to Jeffress, guarded closely by Rashawn Dean. Lane open up for a moment. He passes. And now Jonah Bock. Bock, Mason Beck, down low to William Jefferson. He's going to be fouled by Rashawn Dean. I believe that's his third. Sorry, his second, and that'll be team second this half. Been a tough quarter for the Trojans thus far, but they have managed to grow their lead now, 39-33 with 1:40 to play. And an inbounds coming from Pisano to Skylar Carr. Carr to Jonah Bock, top of the key, guarded closely by Banks. Now Pisano uses the dribble and hands off Skylar Carr in the corner. He's just going to lose it. Out of bounds, last touch by McDowell. Stifling D by the Royals. They are all over these Trojans tonight. Excellent, excellent defensive play. Very aggressive. Erie will inbound with 1:28 to play in the third. They trail by 6. Woodward, Petty, Nixon, Dean, and Banks, the 5 on the floor for the Royals. And this is Woodward. Up to Banks. Banks up to Petty at the top of the key, and he'll reset. Over to Woodward. Thought about the shot. Here's Nixon. He's had a nice night in limited time. Work down low to Banks on the baseline. Looks like he tried to go reverse layup and then save it. And no, he'll get it back. Pisano couldn't corral the ball as it goes out of bounds. Here's Woodward baseline. Hand off Dean. Dean goes off glass. Shot too strong. Nixon. Rebound and put back to the Royals. That's Ken Nixon has a nice night. And 2 more points up to Pisano. Pisano off glass. Shot no good. Rebound Banks. Quickly moving up floor to Woodward. Down low to Petty. Petty off glass and he's good. And the Royals pull within 2 with 34 seconds. Jonah Bock tries to bring the ball up court. He will cross the mid-stripe and find Skylar Carr to Mason Beck. Guarded closely by Woodward. Almost got one there. Beck, dribble drive, and a foul called. Beck tried to nutmeg Banks, lost the ball, and a whistle just before it looked to be another McDowell turnover. And the crowd didn't like that whistle. 39-37. Foul's going to be against number 1, John Woodward, his third, team third. Jaden Jefferson back on the floor as well as Max Paris. So it's Beck, Bock, Paris, Jeffress, and Jefferson. Inbound pass to Jonah Bock. Bock to Beck. Beck unloads from three. His shot there from the corner. With 11 seconds, Erie inbounds. 42-37, the lead back to 5. Petty crosses the stripe with 5 seconds. Petty, dribble drive, left side, elevates, shot short, rebound, and they'll run out of time. It was a rough quarter both ways, but McDowell manages to grow their lead to 5 as we enter the final frame. 42-37. Trojans with the lead, and they'll get the basketball. Here we go, top of the fourth quarter. Paul Adams Zach bringing you all the action tonight. It's been a close one. Big crowd on hand. Every whistle has been met with cheers and or boos. It'll be Erie who starts with the basketball. They trail by 5, 42-37. As McDowell will defend the north end. Jeffress, Jefferson, Beck, Bock, and Paris. The 5 on the floor for the Trojans. Banks, Petty, Nixon, Thomas, and Dean for the Royals. And this is Thomas out to Banks. They trail by 5. And we'll see what adjustments they made between the third and the fourth. Banks, open look at 3. Down low, Dean. Dean goes off glass. Nope. Shot off and rebound by Paris. Jaden Jefferson. Bullet pass up court to Jeffress. And they're going to say travel as Adrian Thomas pulled out the chair from underneath. Unbelievable. Clock stopped at 7:28. And they got to clean the floor. Wow. Score. We're 30 seconds into this fourth quarter. It'll be Petty. It's the inbounds pass from Thomas back to Petty. And now up to Banks. Banks, Nixon, strong move, and he's blocked by Jefferson. Jaden Jefferson has been on the floor for a limited amount of time due to the number of fouls he has, but he seems to make an impact every time he's out there. Erie basketball inbound, tipped away, caught by Petty at the corner, and up to Banks. This is Dean, the leading scorer. Rough night tonight, quiet night, tipped up by Paris, corralled by Banks. Banks to Petty, and he'll reset. Banks on the right wing, guarded by Beck. And he'll slow it down. Move down right corner. This is Dean. Dean with Petty, and he'll switch. Petty dribble drive to Banks. Petty. Baseline. Reverse layup is up and good. Add 2 more, and the lead is down to 3. 6:39. Trojan basketball brought up by Beck. Beck to Bock. To Jaden Jefferson. Jefferson's going to look to drive. 6:26. Guarded closely by Banks. Kick out Bock. Bock got him up in the air. Now to Beck. Back to Bock. Bock with a look. And Bock drills another one. Will he ever miss again? 45-42. 6 minutes to play. I'm sorry, 45-39. They switched something on the scoreboard there. Here's Nixon from the baseline. Shot off, too short. Rebound, Trojans. This is Jaden Jefferson. 45-39. The lead is 6. Jonah Bock, leading scorer tonight. Work down low to Jeffress. And a foul called against Terrell Petty. They are really making a concerted effort to not allow Will Jeffress to get a shot off. It's the team's 4th foul. Each team with 4 now. That's going to be Terrell Petty, his 3rd. And he'll go to the bench. In comes Jaheim Smith, John Woodward, and Markel Darnell. Fresh legs, no doubt, for this final 5:38. Back to inbound. Here's Jefferson. Jefferson long. Look like a long 2. They'll give him 3. 48-39. The lead up to 9. Here's a corner 3 attempt. Off the mark for rebound. Rashawn Dean. Dean out to Jaheim Smith, and his long 3 is off the mark. Rebound by Rashawn Dean. They're going to say he touched out of bounds. This is McDowell basketball. What an effort by Rashawn Dean to outwork 2 Trojans. Just ran out of real estate. 5:06 to play in this 4th quarter. Trojans have opened up a 9-point lead, the biggest lead of the game for either side, and they have the basketball. This is Mason Beck working against John Woodward. Jonah Bock, the leading scorer, thought about it. Now gets rid of it. Here's Jaden Jefferson, and he'll be fouled by Adrian Thomas. Adrian Thomas is 2nd, team 5th. Thomas will go to the bench. He'll be replaced by that's Terrell Petty. 4:50 to play. Mason Beck to inbound. Here's a quick shot. Jonah Bock, and he did miss. Shot off the mark. Jaden Jefferson going to collect the rebound, go up strong. He'll lose control of the basketball, and it's picked up by Markel Darnell. Going the other way is Erie. Woodward up to Petty. Now down to Darnell. Low post. Shot is up and away. Rolled off the rim. Rebound Jeffress. And a full timeout taken by Kevin O'Connor with 4:28 to play in the 4th. They lead it by 9. Gonna cross the T's and dot the I's here. We'll be back. Welcome back. That was a full timeout taken by Kevin O'Connor. 48-39 our score. Trojans with the lead and the basketball. Jefferson, Jeffress, Beck, Bock, and Paris. Here's Paris up to Mason Beck. Beck to Jaden Jefferson. Gonna drive. Goes off glass. Nice move, Jaden Jefferson. Always moving toward the hole. And he's got a pair, and he extends the lead to 11. Here's John Woodward to Jaheim Smith. Darnell, Petty, and Davis also on the court for the Royals. Here's Woodward, right side, working it down to Darnell. Darnell working against Jeffress, and he'll opt to kick it back outside. Woodward, stop, pop, shot too strong. Rebound almost by Erie. And here's Jaden Jefferson. Jefferson's going to go down hard after the foul by Jaheim Smith. And again, some indecision midair, certainly contact there. And Jefferson's going to go to the line for two. 50-39 our score. And a conference by the referees. Look at Jonah Bock down there. I think that's what they're talking about is was that an intentional foul? We may see a technical here as both teams working to their respective benches. Coaches on the floor. 3:47 to play in this fourth quarter. It's been an interesting game. Very physical. City versus suburb, that's what you're going to get. 11-point lead for the Trojans, a foul notwithstanding. Jefferson just went down hard. I see him smiling down there, though. He appears to be okay. He'll stay on the court. No subs as we break the conference. Both coaches going to get an explanation here. Or at least Coach O'Connor will. So not only are they going to say not intentional, I don't see a technical foul either. These are just going to be some normal free throws. So Jaden Jefferson at the line. He started out a little bit rocky, but he warmed up in the first half. Let's see if he can hit these. Hits the first. He came into the game hitting under 50%, but he certainly improved that average here with a strong shooting performance from the line tonight. That extends the lead to 12. Jefferson's second shot. 2 for 2 as he rattles the second one home. 13-point lead, and this is again is the biggest lead of the night. 3:40. Here's John Woodward. Back to Jaheim Smith. Inside to Darnell. Darnell turns around. Kick outside. Rashawn Dean with an open look complete. He drills it. Dean was open after Jaden Jefferson tried to go for the strip. And that brings the lead now to 10, 52-42. Brought up by Beck, off to Bock, back to Beck. 3:10. Here's Jefferson, left wing. Guarded by Dean, dribble, drive. Jefferson goes up strong off glass, and he's got two more. Jaden Jefferson. And they're going to say over and back. He didn't touch the ground before he jumped from beyond the mid-stripe. He was in the air. So a 12-point lead for the Trojans, and we'll have Trojan basketball and timeout taken by the Royals. 54-42, 2:56 to play here in this fourth quarter from Erie. Out of the Erie timeout, McDowell basketball. They lead it by 12. I don't see any substitutions from either side. Beck, Bock, Jefferson, Jeffress, and Paris for the Trojans as they have the ball. Here's Jaden Jefferson, who's been a real shot in the arm this second half. Off the right wing, dribble drive again. I'm going to say on the ground. And that's Jaden Jefferson, his fourth. So Erie basketball down by 12, 2:40. Shot up and away, it's well short. Ball hit out of bounds, last touch by the Royals. This is McDowell basketball. Jefferson with 4 fouls, and he'll stay on the court. Max Paris to inbound. And it goes to Jonah Bock. Heavy press as they do make it up court. This is finally Mason Beck off the ball. Beck's going to dribble around a little bit. Reset, top of the key. Jaden Jefferson with 2:20. Jefferson, left elbow. Dribble drive, and he's going to be fouled on his way to the basket. And he'll get an earful from Jeffress as Jefferson heads to the line. Jefferson's hit his last 4. There's number 5. So he'll earn the back end of this 1-and-1. As the Trojans' lead has grown to 13 once again. In and out, rebound Jeffress. And he lost the handle. This will be Erie basketball. Clock stopped at 2:13 as we get some subs. Adrian Thomas and Terrell Petty back in the game. Here's Jaheim Smith to Thomas. Thomas unloads from 3. His shot is good. They have to shoot themselves back into the game. They trail by 10. Here's Will Jeffress. Nice spin move to the low post. Ball swatted out of his hands, out of bounds. Last touch by Erie. Clock stopped at 1:54. The lead is 10, 55-45. Back to inbound, Jonah Bock. Thought about it, now backs it out. Under 2 minutes to play. Here's Jeffers with the basketball. Down low to Beck. To Jefferson. Almost lost the handle. Guarded by Rashawn Dean. And a quick timeout taken by O'Connor. Didn't like the pace of that possession. 1:39 to play, 55-45. Trojans with the lead and the basketball. With 1:39 to play in the fourth, we come out of the timeout taken by Kevin O'Connor on the Trojans. It'll be Trojan basketball. They lead by. Crowd starting to thin out a little bit. Inbound pass to Beck. And he'll bring it across the midline. Handoff, Paris to Jonah Bock. To Will Jeffress. He'll keep. Moves right wing. Finds Jonah Bock. And a foul. That's going to go against Markel Darnell. Team's 8th, and this will send Jonah Bock to the line, 1-1. Minute 25 to play. It's already a 10-point lead. Bock with a chance to extend that here. First one rattles around a bit, but finds its way home, and he earns the second half of the 1-1. Bock is 2 for 2 and extends the lead to 12. 57-45, under a minute 30 now. Almost stolen away by Bock. Here's Rashawn Dean, cross-court pass, Thomas out to Jaheim Smith. Guarded by Jefferson. Good defensive rotation. Here's Thomas with a 3. In and out. Rebound Erie. No, Jaden Jefferson. He's going to take this one into and slam it home. Jaden Jefferson with an exclamation point at the end of the fourth quarter. Almost stolen away. And if you can't see it because of the crowd, the ball goes out of bounds. Last touch by Max Paris and the Trojans. This will be Erie basketball. We've got some folks leaving, and they appear to be spilling over to the court. Security out there now to contain the crowd and maintain the sanctity of this basketball court and game. 56 seconds to play yet in this one. It's a 14-point lead for the Trojans as the crowd now filing for the exits. I believe the referees are thanking the police force here for controlling this crowd. Stoppage of play. So on the floor for the Trojans, it's Beck, Bock, Jeffress, Jefferson, and Paris. Camp, Darnell, Thomas, Dean, and Petty, on the floor for the Royals. Petty into Darnell. Darnell, long 2. And it's off the mark. Rebound by Jeffress. 50 seconds. And they'll move it up court. Paris to Jefferson. Takes a 3. And he'll hold. Guard by Camp. 35 seconds. And he called a 5-second call against Jefferson. With 32 seconds, that's a turnover, and it'll be Erie basketball. Here's Camp. Petty, dribble drive. Goes off glass, and he nails one in. Brings him within 12. There's 17 seconds left. And Markel Darnell with a quick foul on Jonah Bock. Team 9th. Bock will go to the line for the 1-1. 14.9 showing on the game clock. Jonah Bock, a stellar night for this young man. 6'2" junior. Knocks down the first. Second one on its way. Nothing but the bottom of the net. Lead back to 14 as we have 14 seconds left. Here's Petty. Up court, Dean fakes the 3. Darnell from the right elbow. Shot gets the roll and falls good. And Paris to inbound, and I think he'll just forego it. 61-49 our final as we run out of time here at the Tom Carr Gymnasium in Erie. Trojans, it was an ugly one, but they escaped with the win. They moved to 2-1 Erie falls to 2-2. The McDowell Trojans with the second half of their back-to-back tomorrow night at McDowell. They'll face Bethel Park.